Welcome to Chats with Andela. This is a fun speed interview where we have guests come on and answer a few questions related to the work they do. My name is Orangi. I lead developer relations activities for Andela in Africa, and I'm happy to be a host today. So here with me, I have Kate Kimani. Kate is a senior software engineer at Andela, and she'll be our guest for this quickfire. Kate, are you ready? And you're welcome.
Thank you, Mercy. Yes, I'm ready. As you all have heard, my name is Kate Kimani. I'm a senior software engineer with Andela. I've been here for almost 2 years now, and I work as a team lead with a logistics company based in Austin. And other than Andela, I'm a co-organizer with the Python Nairobi meetups.
Fantastic. So let's do this. First question, what do you do at Andela, Kate?
I'm a senior engineer. I work as a team lead on the engagement I'm with, which is an Austin-based logistics startup.
Fantastic. What does a team lead do at Andela?
The team lead is responsible for making sure the engineers on the engagement are happy and that they're also visible on the Andela side to make sure their career is growing in the right way.
So Kate, what was the first paid position you ever held?
My first job was as a software engineer in a financial services company. I was tasked with building USSD to allow clients to get mobile connected to their service provider through the mobile phone.
Fantastic. What will you say one needs to do to become a senior software engineer?
To be a senior engineer, you need to work on your own personal skills, improving them constantly, and to also mentor others to build a pool of people who have the skills as well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And would you say there are any non-obvious things that a team lead does, and what are they?
The non-obvious one that comes to mind is that you're kind of responsible for the morale of the team and managing your engagement. You're not a TSM technically, but you also manage your partner's emotional. So they have to be happy and your team has to be happy.
That's interesting. So on that same breath, what's the one thing you know now that you wish you'd had actually known when you were starting out as a software engineer?
I think it's the fact that your career is a journey. When I was starting out, I thought I had to be a master in 3 years. Otherwise, I was not going to make it as an engineer. But now I know better that no one knows everything. There is no such thing as I'm the Yoda. There's nothing left. You'll always learn. So to take it easy on myself as I'm growing.
That's some good advice right there. And if you were to pick 3 top skills that are required to survive in today's world, which will you pick?
First, I would pick being curious. Basically, you need to constantly learn. The other one would be communication. You are always going to need to share your ideas with others or to seek assistance from others. And the better you are at communicating, the more you are able to adapt and move ahead. And finally, it's just take it easy. Do not be too hard on yourself. We are all learning, and for all of us, it's a journey.
Interesting. And in this journey you've had as a senior software engineer so far, how do you deal with failure? How have you dealt with failure since you began?
That's interesting. It's been a variety of responses. In the beginning, I was very hard on myself. If I did not meet my goals, I would think that's it. I just need to quit and go look for a new industry altogether. Mm-hmm. Who I reach out to. One of them actually works at Andela now. So like when I feel I am down, I am able to reach out to them and say, look, I don't think I'm making progress. What do you think? And they always steer me right. So I'm like, oh, the world is not ending. We can do better tomorrow.
That's some good advice right there. So let's zoom in a bit on your work with Andela. So number one, how would you describe, using, let's say, 2 words, your first day working at Andela?
Very curious. I did not know what the job would look like. So I was like, consulting might be a good decision, might be my worst career decision. So it was definitely curious.
Okay, that's quite a word, I must say. So right now, a lot of engineers are actually working remotely. What would you say is the one thing that distracts you the most when you're working from home?
To me, I live in a place where most people are self-employed. So the sounds of the streets are usually what is most distracting.
Interesting. And, if we look back to when we were going to work, what was that one thing that you always looked forward to at work?
Real talk, it was Chef's mandazis. I used to come for the mandazis at 4 p.m.
It cannot get any realer than that. So let's wind up this section. 2 questions for you. Why software engineering as a career?
Because by process of elimination, I understood that I would be best placed as a business person, preferably one not dealing directly with customers. So software engineering was the best of both worlds.
Interesting. Then finally, why Andela?
At the time, I wanted to build more on my impact because being a co-founder, being a co-organizer with Python Nairobi, I saw the need to mentor more engineers in Africa. Mm-hmm. So that dream of having African engineers be the best and not be qualified as African, that's what made me join Andela.
Fantastic. Being an engineer for your skill, it doesn't matter where you come from. This is
precisely.
It has been insightful. So now let's move on to the second section of this quickfire, which is called the hit or miss segment. So this is the final section of the Chats with Andela quickfire, and it's a hit or miss scenario. So I'm going to go through a series of, phrases or words, and then you're going to tell me, is it a hit or miss? We actually want to know and learn more about what makes you happy, what keeps you happy, etc. All right? Are you ready?
Yes.
Fantastic. So here we go. Company provided meals.
Hit.
Traveling for work.
Hit.
Dating a colleague.
Miss.
Okay. Work friendships.
Hit.
What about town hall meetings at work?
Miss.
Okay. Next, office parties.
Hit.
Secret Santas.
Miss.
Team offsites.
Hit.
What about performance review cycles at work?
Miss. They are necessary. Miss.
All right. Stock options.
Hit.
Side gigs.
Miss.
Mm-hmm. What about events or conferences?
Hit.
Swag, something we all get.
Hit.
Finally, end of year bonuses.
Hit. Like huge hit.
Double hit. That's
yes.
interesting, and it's a good note to wind up. So Kate, thank you so much. It's been amazing chatting with you. Thank you for the insights in your career working at Andela and just letting us know what is a hit or miss within this particular scenario. Thank you so much for that. For everyone who's tuned in, thank you so much for doing that. If you have a person in mind you would like to see, become a guest in this series, please let us know using the comments down below. And don't forget to like, share, tweet, retweet, and let us know what you feel about this episode. Thank you.